Well, when we went to town, we saw a neat celebration, and we said, "Stop, stop, stop!" And they stopped the van, and we all rushed out to take pictures. And they were just marching along, and there was just maybe 2 blocks of people there, all different kinds. We don't know what they were celebrating or what. It wasn't a funeral. But then they saw us all taking pictures, and they laughed. They were laughing, and we were laughing. It was fun. And then Jim says, we asked him about the rice, and he says, for average, a rice plot like 30 by 30 yields about 220 pounds of rice. And all the Indonesian islands are growing rice. Now, many have seasons, but in Bali they grow all year round. So, if you get yourself a piece of land, you got to keep working it. You can get maybe 3 crops more, just it has to, after it's a lot of work. They're just working away and working away. And when it's all done and all cut off, and then they've got to get those water buffaloes in there, and they've got to plow it all up again. Well, first they put water in it, and it's all water and soaking the ground beneath, and then they plow it up, and then they got to dig out all the old stalks and throw out everything that's not good, and then they take the seedlings, and then they got to plant it, and they got to keep watching the irrigation water, and God knows what else they do. I never we might see that tomorrow. We might go in the fields and ask more about that. But anyway, it's hard, wet work. So I'll talk to you later. Also, they alternate each crop. One time they put in Bali anyway, not every place else, but Bali has crops all year round. So they alternate, and once is the rice, and the next time it's the garlic. Now, it seems strange to me that they would be planting rice and then garlic, but that's what happened. Anyway, I asked YN about the temples in the courtyards of the people's houses. Every field, not every field, but fields, and then there'll be little houses with courtyards and temples in there. And you don't see somebody's house without a courtyard with temples. And he said they have to allow enough room for a certain amount of temples. And the priest tells them how large the temples shall be, how many temples, and exactly where to place them, and which way to place them. It's east mostly. They have one temple that is large, and that's for the ancestors. Then they have one temple for the god of wisdom, and one temple for the god of wealth. And then there's other assorted gods he didn't mention. Anyway, the people make offerings every day in the temples. They have their graveyards like we do, but there is an area in the land for the graveyards, for the burials. Now when someone dies, they bury them, and they stay there in the ground until the family gets enough money for a big celebration of cremation. This takes much money, because you've got to feed all the people that are preparing for the celebration. The whole village prepares for it for months ahead of time, and then you have to feed them at the celebration, and there has to be pigs coming in and people coming in from all over. So that it takes a big amount of money and a big amount of work, but they have this big celebration. And then the person's bones are dug up, and then they are cremated, and the ashes go out to the sea. Now, this waiting for this funeral may take 2 years, 3 years, or many more. See, It's just not, oh, they died today and then tomorrow comes the funeral. That's not it. And then the priest, here he comes in again. He has to decide what month, what day, and what hour, because their calendar, the Indonesian calendar, is packed with organized celebrations. I saw the calendar. You wouldn't believe it. There's things going on every day. Not just one thing, maybe 15 things, and it's all written down there, celebrations, celebrations. Meanwhile,